Unit 3, Module 16, Drapes. Module Objectives. By the end of this unit, students will be able to recall the history of drapes, explain the effects of drapes in garments, recognize the use of drapes in garments and curtains. Introduction to drapes. Drape is the way a fabric or garment hangs. Curtains are also referred to as draperies. It is the process of positioning and pinning fabric onto a dress or tailor's dummy to develop a more fluid structures. It is used particularly in haute couture. You can have a look at this image to understand how the fabric has been draped onto a human form. On the right is an image of a draped finished garment. History of draping. Draping is the process of transforming a clothing design into a three-dimensional form. The art of draping dates back to 3500 BC, beginning with the Mesopotamians and ancient Egyptians. Greek fashion followed with the invention of draped silhouettes like chiton, peplos, chlamys, and himation. The Etruscans and ancient Romans invented the toga, a length of fabric that wraps and drapes around the body. In art history, drapery refers to any cloth or textile depicted which is usually clothing. The schematic depiction of the folds and woven patterns of loose hanging clothing on the human form with ancient prototypes was reimagined as an adjunct to the female form by Greek vase painters and sculptors of the earliest 5th century and has remained a major source of stylistic formulas in sculpture and painting even after the Renaissance adoption of tighter fitting clothing styles. Throughout the ages, clothing was categorized as either fitted or draped. A fitted garment would be sewn together and worn close to a body in contrast to a draped garment such as toga that doesn't require sewing. In today's fashion world, both fitted and draped garments can be patterned using the draping process. Draping has been the hallmark of several fashion designers, beginning with Madame Grey, known as the Queen of the Drape. Her expertly draped and executed collection of Grecian inspired silk jersey dress consumed over 70 yards of silk jersey each. Madame Grey and French born American designer Pauline Trigere were both known for draping their designs directly on live models instead of dress forms. Madeleine Vionnet, in contrast, chose to initially test her designs on a miniature mannequin instead of on a full size form. Vionnet's claim to fame is her mastery of the bias cut, which resulted in the most sensual designs that are a still source of inspiration to designers to this day. We can see a picture of Madame Grey at work trying to drape a garment. Here is an image of Madeleine Vionnet trying to drape on her miniature mannequin. Why use draping? Designers love the art of draping because their designs come to life as they manipulate the fabric on the dress form. Even though a designer may start out with a design sketch during the draping process, a new and more interesting design usually takes shape. This is why draping is considered the most creative method of pattern making. Unlike the two-dimensional pattern making process, draping allows the designer to get a feel for the fabric as it is draped on the form. Draping enables the designer to make better choices when considering the suitability of a particular fabric to its design. Page 21. Drapes in fashion. What is a drape? Drape is the fall of a fabric, its own weight into wavy folds. Molding drapes renders unique shape to a garment. What are drapes found in a garment? Where are drapes found in garments? A drape can begin and end anywhere. What adjectives describe drapes? Soft, drippy, liquid, lucid, fluid, and smooth. Suitable fabrics for drapes are chiffons, satins, silks, georgettes, lycras, which are frequently used in draped clothing. Many other similar fabrics can be used as well, which are the unsuitable fabrics for draping. The rigid fabrics that have high coefficients of stiffness are unsuitable for draping purpose. Fabric types that influence the drape of a garment are soft, light or airy, thin and limp fabrics. How drapes effect are obtained in a garment. Drape effects in a garment can be obtained by the use of pleats, gathers and tucks in the already existing pattern of the garment. This method is known as induced drape method. How does a designer work on drapes? When the designer is in process and the designer needs to modify the look of drapes, he/she usually works upon a cheaper material, something similar to the original version that is to be used later. The fabric is pinned to the structure or the bodice in a desirable manner, which will give the final garment its shape. The designers mark the points on the fabric and transform the pattern on paper. Then they sit with the tailor explaining the patterns and the way the garment has to be stitched. The importance of understanding fabric qualities in draping. Draping, by its very definition, is about fabric's fold and movements. So, it is essential for a designer to have basic understanding of fabric qualities and characteristics. Interesting facts about drapes. Before the invention of sewing machine and stitchcraft, garments were only draped over the body. The Indian sari is one of the examples of a completely draped garment. Fashion draping is an important part of fashion design. Draping for fashion design is the process of positioning and pinning fabric on a dress form to develop the structure of a garment design. A garment can be draped using a design sketch as a basis, or as a fashion designer can play with the way the fabric falls to create new designs at the start of the apparel design process. After draping, the fabric is removed from the dress form and used to create the sewing pattern for the garment. Fashion draping and fitting are usually done with muslin, which is an inexpensive, unbleached, loosely woven cotton fabric. This is done to resolve any design and fitting issues of a garment before cutting the pattern in real fabric. However, it is important to drape using a fabric that has similar drape characteristics in the way it falls and folds as the real fabric of the finished garment. Muslin comes in a variety of weights, and inexpensive synthetic fabrics can also be used in fitting and draping for apparel design. Fashion designers drape garments in sections, that is, the front bodice, back bodice, front skirt, and back skirt, etc., and only one side of the garment is draped unless the apparel design is asymmetrical. Specifications of fabrics used for draping. Fabrics and clothes must relate to our lifestyles, and our active lifestyles are made up of many different fabrics such as stretchy knitted fabrics, chiffon, georgette, organza, sheer cottons, voile, and lightweight silk fabrics are more suitable for fashion draping purpose. Drapeability plays an important role in making sophisticated draped garments. Mostly, a very lightweight to medium weight fabric is suitable for draped garments. Garments made of woven goods are usually draped in muslin or an inexpensive fabric where the grain and cross grain are quite visible. The quality and hand of the muslin should represent the texture and characteristics of the actual fabric used for the garment design. Soft muslin will stimulate the draping quality of natural or synthetic silk and knitted cloth. Medium weight muslin will simulate the draping quality of wool and medium weight cottons. Coarse muslin will simulate the draping quality of heavy weight wool and cottons. Also, canvas muslin will simulate the draping qualities of heavyweight fabrics such as denim or imitation fur. Garments made of knitted fabrics should be draped in less expensive knit fabric. However, the sample knit should have the same stretch value as in the fabric selected for the finished garment. The right side of the front dress form is used to drape the front basic pattern or garment. This procedure may vary. However, this is the standard rule when fitting and draping any type of garment. Obtaining drape effects in garments. Garment drape has received major attention of designers from the beginning. They have exploited this property of fabric in creating new styles according to changing fashion trends. Garments either hangs down from the shoulder or from the waist and drapes over the hips, forming waves or folds at hemline. Quality of folds such as number, shape and size of folds in a garment depends upon several factors. Natural drape. Drape in a garment depends upon the draping quality of material used in its construction. Fabric is the most important consideration in draping. Whether the fabric is soft or crisp, light or airy, thick or thin, stiff or limp will influence the drape of the garment. The same design will look different in different materials because their draping quality varies. Soft and lightweight material gives the rippled, flowing and flared effect, whereas thick heavy fabric gives solid or firm line effect. Hand and weight are textural qualities that determine drape in a fabric. Natural drape. Before the invention of sewing machines and stitch craft, garments were only draped over the body. The Indian sari is one of the finest examples of a draped garment. How the sari drapes around the body depends upon the draping quality of material, whether it is cotton, silk, nylon, georgette or chiffon, etc. Page 41. Induced drape. Induced drape depends upon the factor of stitch craft. Different techniques can be used to add flare and fullness so as to create different drape effects. Drape effects in a garment can be obtained by use of pleats, gathers and tucks in the already existing pattern of the garment. Various types of pleats such as side pleats, box pleats and inverted box pleat can be used. By varying their number, placement and stitching, different effects can be obtained. For example, a box pleat or inverted box pleat can be partially stitched or unstitched. Placement can be all over the garment or isolated, such as at the center or at one side or both sides of the center. Gathers in a skirt can be placed all over the skirt, can vary 50%, 60% or even 100% of the total waistline. Gathers can be placed in isolation like at one side of center, both sides of center or at the center, can be placed at the waistline or below waistline with hip yoke. Gathers can be controlled by elastic tape inside the waistband or without the elastic tape also. Using seam flares to obtain drape. Extra width is added to the sweep of garment. Sweep will depend upon intensity of arc or seam angle and also on length of garment. Unlike pleats or gathers, which add depth at both the top and at the bottom, the flare starts at seam line, increasing in width as it moves towards the hemline. Circular skirts are based on seam flare, which can start either from the waist or hip line. Total weight of the fabric that drapes varies in each skirt. Alternate panels of two or more different fabrics with varying draping quality can be used after dividing the garment into vertical sections of 4, 6, 8 or 10. Panels alternating on different grains lengthwise, crosswise or bias will change the drape of the garment. Flare in a garment can be added by using gadgets. Goddard's angle, length and position will affect flare and thus the drape in a garment. Let us look at some visual examples of drapery in home fashion. Here is an image of ripple fold drapery, which is a perfect example of beauty follows function. This style is adored by architects and interior designers for its simplicity and style. Tailored pleat drapery. This curtain that we see here is understated and elegant, effortlessly beautiful with a clean hang. Pinch pleat drapery. This perennial classic is always continuously fashionable. Page 49. Grommet pleat drapery. It is very dramatic with deep flows. Grommet pleat drapery has dramatic look with deep folds. It features hand pressed grommets and perfect for stylish modern interiors. Inverted pleat drapery is effortlessly chic. Its hand stitched inverted pleats create a relaxed style and humble elegance. Cubicle drapery. This is sleek and incredibly versatile, easy to operate and perfect for the budget conscious designer as it does not take up much of fabric. Drapery lays flat when the curtain is closed. Rod pocket drapery. This is a throwback classic, a traditional style, playful, charming, and perfect for a soft, casual look. We will now look at examples of the usage of draping in contemporary fashion. The orange overall dress has been draped with slits of perfection. It is from Prabal Gurung Resort 2018 fashion show. The pink draped dress with gathers at the waist is again from the same designer's collection. The black and white draped dress has a single vertical cover. On the right is a dress from fall winter 2018. It has a draped stole. The garment on the left has sectional draping. On the right is a outfit from fall winter 2018 ready to wear. It has layered horizontal striped draping. This yellow strapless bustier has a side drape. Please note how the pleats have been formed through draping. On the right is a draped red dress. This blue and green knotted draped dress is a fine example of drapery. On the right is a single piece top draped outfit again from Prabal Gurung Spring 2018 ready to wear. This black and white dress clearly shows drapery, especially on the straps of this dress. On the left is a synthetic blue dress with draped gathers. On the right is a sectional brown dress drape. The slit sheer top versus draped bottom is a fine example of a draped outfit. On the right is a metallized draped dress. The Yellow Fit Draped Dress with Layers by Prabal Gurung, Fall Ready to Wear, is another fine example of induced drape. Note the pleats on the top part of the garment. On the right is a draped plaid mixed garment. On the left is a green deep neck draped dress with waist belt. On the right is a matte metal single piece fastened dress. Now let us look at some examples from Basil Soda Couture 2018. This regal blue ruffled dress is yet another example of fine drapery. On the right is a black plain draped strapped sleek dress. The pink strapless waist dress has been draped to perfection. On the right is a full natural draped silver dress with floral embroidery. On the left is a very simple, chic, light purple mid-slip draped dress. On the right is a grained black and white dress. What we are seeing on the left is a single prom dress with A-line and V-neck slit. On the right is a pin draped strapless dress, gathered and A-lined at the waist. Some examples from designer Valentino Spring 2018 Couture. On the left is a sheer dress which is clearly draped. On the right is another elegant brown draped dress with waistband and gathered sleeve. Here again is the usage of very lightweight sheer material. Graded and quilted draped black dress can be seen on the left. On the right is an airy floral sheer draped overall dress. What we see here is a sleeveless layered stand collar dress with gathered layers. On the right is a rolled and gathered top which is beautifully draped by Valentino. This red dimensional top draped over monochromatic skirt is a fine example. On the right is a cross colored draped top and bottom with waistband. Fully natural draped violet dress can be seen on the left. On the right is a overall heavy draped coat with a waistband. A black multi-gathered wraparound drapes draped by Valentino can be seen on the left. On the right is a translucent fastened off pink dress. Page 73. Now let us look at some examples of draped outfits from designer Zimmermann Resort 2018 collection. This metallic full draped dress with elegant silver boots is by Zimmermann. On the right is a bridesmaid dress. This ethereal silk dress has a single strap that curves elegantly over the shoulder, draping perfectly. This floral midriff skirt has been teamed with a satin black draped top. On the right is a two-piece draped translucent polka top and skirt. Some examples of draped garments from Ralph and Russo Spring 2018 couture. A silver waist tucked dress can be seen on the left. A light golden strapless draped dress with apt gathering can be seen on the right. A continuous diagonal overlay achieved by draping can be seen on the left. On the right is a sheen violet tucked dress draped exclusively by Ralph and Russo. A stone embellished sheer draped dress by Ralph and Russo can be seen on the left. A beautiful white draped dress can be seen on the right. A pink A-line dress draped with a neck overlay can be seen on the left. On the right is a metallic overlay slit dress with waistband detailing. On the left is a sheen yellow draped dress. On the right is a pale green tasseled single sleeved draped dress. Let us look at some of the works of Jenny Packham, Resort 2018. On the left is a simple and elegant mustard yellow dress with a draped skirt. On the right is a draped gathered off-white jumpsuit. A glossy drape gown gathered at the waist can be seen on the left. On the right is a pale blue drape dress with a thin waistband and gathering that is achieved through draping. Now let us look at some examples of drapes in casual wear. On the left is a red embroidered peplum with brown drape skirt set. On the right is an asymmetrical draped high and low grey men's kurta. What we are seeing here on the left is a blue embroidered draped tunic. On the right is a blush pink draped jumpsuit. An outfit designed by Nitesh Chauhan has an edgy, distorted draped shirt. On the right is a charcoal grey one-shoulder draped gown. A golden yellow slit draped skirt can be seen on the left. On the right is a peach and black draped dress with a blush pink cape. A dark beige embroidered draped kurta with dhoti and scarf can be seen on the left. A black casual draped dress with large golden polka designs can be seen on the right. Now let us look at some examples of drapes in kids wear. On the left is a beige tulle draped girl's frock. On the right is a draped anarkali suit in fuchsia by Gaurav Gupta. Here is an image of a soft velvet draped girl's dress from Miss Blue Marine for fall winter. Here is a bow draped blouse, pale pink silky blouse with oversized bow feature. Have a look at the color blocked long sleeve draped cardigan on the left. On the right is a Haider Ackermann nib draped dress for spring 2018 ready to wear. Mixed fabrics, knitwear, layering, and asymmetric drape by Lucas Nascimento can be seen on the left. On the right is an oversized draped knit sweater. A draped cotton cardigan in green can be seen on the left. On the right is a wool and cashmere sweater that comes with a classic V-neck opening and a slouchy draped cut for contemporary layering. Let us look at some examples of draped garments in maternity wear. A floral print maternity maxi dress with V neckline can be seen on the left. It has a cinched under bust. On the right is an aqua floral draped 3/4 sleeve maternity maxi dress. An olive green draped 3/4 sleeve maternity maxi dress can be seen on the left. On the right is again a maternity dress draped with cape in royal blue color by Blooming Maternity. We have already spoken about the different styles of sari in Unit 1. As a recap and to understand draping, let us look at few sari draping styles. On the left is an Atpore sari from Bengal. On the right is a sari drape style from Andhra Pradesh. This is a Kapulu from Andhra Pradesh. On the right is a sari draping style from Assam. On the left is a Nowari sari from Maharashtra. On the right is a dance outfit for Mohiniyattam from Kerala. On the left is a Sida Pallu style from Gujarat, UP and Orissa. On the right is a Surguja style from Chhattisgarh. On the left is a pin kosu style from Madurai. On the right is a Bhuthiara style from Karnataka. On the left is a Kurgi style again from Karnataka. On the right is a Halakki Vokkaliga style from Karnataka. On the left is a gold sari, a Parsi drape style. On the right is a Kunbi drape from Goa. On the left is a Madisaru style from Tamil Nadu. On the right is a Santal drape from Jharkhand. On the left is a Panek and Innapi from Manipur. On the right is a Nambutri style from Kerala. You can go back to each of the images and observe how interestingly each drape style varies and is unique. Conclusion. Thus, in this module, we learnt about what is a drape, the history of drapes, usage of drapes in fashion, drape effects in a garment, and contemporary use of drapes in fashion and home furnishings. So, we have come to the end of this course, and this course would have given you an insight into fashion terminologies as in Unit 1. Unit 2 would have helped you to understand the most basic concepts of fashion design such as line, color and shapes and so on, and given you a deep insight into the different elements of fashion as in Unit 3 such as necklines, collars and so on. We have seen in depth a lot of practical examples in each module which will help you to identify and understand them in designs and fashion products that you see in your daily life. Thank you.